If you explored none of the content, if you didn't listen to a single speaker on the stage for 3 entire days, then you would still make your money's worth 10 times over just by networking. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome into another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about the 10X Growth Conference. Alright, so the last 3 days I was at this enormous event. It was massive, it was huge, it was awesome, it was everything I expected it to be and so much more. Alright, so a lot of you guys have heard of the Grand Cardone's 10X Growth Conference. So what exactly is the Grand Cardone's 10X Growth Conference? It's the largest entrepreneur conference in the world. And really, it was worth every single penny that I paid to actually get there in that room, close to those people and listen to everybody that spoke. I heard everybody from Magic Johnson speak. I heard Scooter Braun speak. I heard Kevin Hart speak. I heard Usher speak. I had John Travolta speak. I partied with Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross. There was so much in that room. There was so much happening in that place. It was just absolutely phenomenal. The energy in that room was absolutely crazy. So sometimes what happens is when we go to different workshops, we go to different events, different conventions and conferences, you tend to kind of see some kind of a repetitive material. So the material kind of becomes slightly repetitive in the sense of that the message is pretty much the same coming out of all the speakers that are actually speaking. But here's the thing. When the different speakers say different things, it really depends on what you have to pick out of that. And you take what's applicable to you. So if the shoe fits, you wear it. So everybody's gonna be telling you all kinds of different things and their personal scenarios. Because guys, here's the most important thing to understand. I can only give you advice from my experience. Similarly, the speakers that I was listening to can only give me advice from their experience of what they have experienced through their life. They are not going to be able to connect directly with me because they've not lived my life. They don't know exactly what I've been through. They don't know the hardships that I've been through. Most of us go through a lot of similar hardships, but everybody has their own pain points. Everybody has their own things that they are kind of worried about. So very important in the entrepreneur journey is to be able to actually understand why different people connect with you differently and how do you actually connect with that person. So I made a lot of meaningful connections today and I wanted to talk a little bit about networking because I was looking at people and as the seats went from the cheaper seats to the more expensive seats, I actually tried to network with a broad variety of people. Now mind you, there were over 12,000 people in this room. It was very difficult to talk to every single person over there, but I did my level best to try and network with as many people as possible. And this is what I figured out in terms of networking. Networking is so important because it's so true that your network is your net worth. I'll repeat that. Your net worth is your network. It's so important to actually grasp that concept. And I really understood what that concept meant tonight, especially when I was kind of talking to a couple people and I was just getting to know people and things like that. Because here's how it started out. When I went and I was talking to some people in the cheaper seats, a lot of them were just like, here's my business card, we should do business together. That's not a way to network with somebody. If I'm meeting you for the first time, don't pull out your business card immediately in the first 2 minutes and offer it to me. That's a horrible way of networking. That's not something that's ever going to bring anybody value. You know what I'm going to do with that business card? I'm going to take it and throw it in the trash because I don't respect you at all enough to give you a call. There's 12,000 people in that room. Make a meaningful connection. And as I started coming lower on the stage, as I started getting to the more expensive seats, I started seeing the conversations were a little bit more meaningful, a little bit more kind of friendly. People actually tried to make a meaningful connection. I was actually seated in the VIP arena, which was right in the middle of the stage. So the VIPs, the premiers, and the diamond seats were the 3 expensive seats. And every single person that I spoke to in this arena, because these guys had paid $2,500 and upwards for these seats, all right? Now, every one of these people, actually, I could make a connection with. The conversations that I had with the people in this particular area, I was not able to have with even other people in the room. Forget about out in the world. And it's crazy because that kind of reminded me of how I think of myself as the top 1% of people, because I have to be okay with the fact that 99% of the people, they don't think like me, don't act like me, and they're going to think that I'm absolutely crazy for half the stuff that I say. But I found my tribe. I found the people in this arena who could understand me, who understood what I meant by entrepreneurship, who when I said that I own 7 businesses, said, wow, instead of you're absolutely crazy, why the hell are you doing this? Because it's all about perspective and it's all about how people think about it. When I tell people that I'm hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, they're not going to look at it as like, oh my God, how are you hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt? They're going to be like, yes, you're crushing it in your business. Debt is good. If you've got good debt, you are absolutely crushing it. The people who say that, oh my God, I have an $80,000 student loan, I'm never going to make it out of this. You got yourself into that mess. You got yourself into an $80,000 student loan, a $200,000 house, a $40,000 car. You made those choices. I made the choice to take out a loan to start my own business. I don't care about fancy things. I want to have a good business. I want to have a business that's generating me cash flow. That is the most important thing for me. So I generate money like that. So it was really awesome networking with these people. So networking is definitely one great takeaway that I took away from the 10X Growth Conference. And if you explored none of the content, if you didn't listen to a single speaker on the stage for 3 entire days, then you would still make your money's worth 10 times over just by networking, just by getting in the space of people who are going to actually understand you, people who understand your business, and people who want to do business with you. These are people who in the future will make you tens of thousands of dollars. These are people who are going to be lifelong relationships, lifelong partners. You may do business with some of them. You'll be friends with some of them. It's super awesome and super great to connect with some of these people, because when we connect, we learn together. We're so selfish in our ways these days. We're all about me, myself, and I. What can I do better? What can I do this? And me this, and my business, and my that. Guys, it's not always about me. When we come together as a we are able to achieve so much more than we would be able to achieve just by myself. So it's like 10 o'clock at night right now. I'm just getting back to the hotel. Well, the Airbnb, as you can see around you. This is my Airbnb. I just got back to the Airbnb. Guys, on Friday morning, when I went there, they said officially on their website that the registration opens at 6 a.m. I was there at 5:55 a.m. The first person in line at 6 a.m. Literally, the lady's words verbatim were, "You are the very first person to register." Guys, show up early. If you don't show up early, if you're not the first person there, you're not gonna get the most value out of it. Now you're gonna say, "Oh, but I have to sleep. Who's gonna wake up at 6 a.m.? It was too early." Nah, 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 nah. Guys, I arrived to my Airbnb 1 o'clock at night the previous night. At 5:55, I was at the location. That means I was up at 5 o'clock. That means 4 hours of sleep. Went through the entire day. And then we partied with Snoop Dogg that night. So I got home only about 11 o'clock that night. Guess what? Next day, back at it. 8 a.m. I was there. We started at 9 a.m. Network with some people. Always be networking. Always be learning. Be on time. Be early. Being early is being on time. So many people don't grasp that. And they think, oh, 9 o'clock, that means I gotta start leaving home at about 8:30, 8:45. I'm strolling in, getting a little Starbucks. 9:15, 9:30. I'm just kind of walking in. Oh, I missed the first speaker. So what? I traveled all the way from Florida to Vegas, not to be snoozing off at a Starbucks. I'm here to listen to the speakers and understand what they're saying and go in it with an open mind and actually kind of understand and grasp all of those concepts. Third day, got there early, networked with people, understood the speakers, and we ended the day kind of early as well, ended it at 3 o'clock. So on the second day, there was actually a speaker, Pete Vargas, that came up, and he spoke about stages. And I was just kind of thinking about that because I've been wanting to get on a stage for a couple months now. And I've been thinking on my journey, how can I get myself on a stage? How can I get my message out there? Because I really want to get people to get out there and break free from this society's broken game plan. Go to school, go to college, get a job, work for 45 years, maybe retire for 10, maybe Social Security will take care of you. This is all a broken plan, and I want to make sure to get as many people as I possibly can out of this system and break free from it to be able to truly be successful. And how was I going to be able to do that? It was by getting on a stage, and I knew this. So when Pete Vargas came up there and talked about the importance of stages, the 10X stages, all the stages that he's talked on, all the stages that he has the possibility of getting his clients on, I knew I had to sign up for the program. So guys, I did what any good entrepreneur would do, and I encourage any one of you that's an entrepreneur out there that's going to these conferences, don't be scared of being sold on something. If you find something that is a good fit for you, then buy it. So that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. I went and did what any good entrepreneur would do. I pulled out my American Express and I paid the $2,000 for the conference. And you know what? I think I'm going to get great value out of that. Just over the next 8 weeks of the model that we went through and what we talked about, I think I'm going to value so much out of that. And it's going to help me get closer to my goal of getting on those stages. Pete Vargas has worked with some of the biggest names. He's worked with Tony Robbins, with Dean Graziosi, with Grand Cardone, with all these big names. If all these big names trust him, why shouldn't I trust him? Absolutely, I trust him. And we actually did a briefing after the third day today. And one of the things I wrote down in my book this morning, you guys know that I do goal setting. For those of you who don't know, every morning I do this. I write down my little planner. I write down my daily goal, my weekly goal, my monthly goal, my yearly goal, and my 5-yearly goal. Guys, this morning, I wrote down in my planner, I wrote down that I want to meet Grand Cardone. It was literally one of my daily goals. Guys, when I got to this meeting at 4:15 with Pete Vargas, Grand Cardone was there by himself. You know what I did? I took my millionaire booklet, I went up to him and I got it autographed and I said, "Hey Grant, do you mind taking a picture with me?" And we even took a picture together. This is me and Grant Cardone. I did it. I achieved my daily goal. If you set your goals, you can achieve them every single time. go out there and crush your goals. But if you don't know what your goals are, you're not going to be able to achieve them. In a room full of 12,000 people, how in the world did I get in a frame with Grand Cardone? You tell me. If I didn't set out there, if I didn't put the intention out there to be able to do that, how was I able to do it? It's not possible. So make sure you're setting your goals. So the event with Pete Vargas that we went, it was like a 90-minute briefing, a little bit of snacks, a little bit of drinks, but Grand Cardone spoke about the importance of stages as well, and that really made me realize that I really do want to get on a couple stages. So if any of you own any stages out there, you want me to be on your podcast, your YouTube channel, you want to interview me, you want to have me on one of your stages to speak about financial freedom, why it's so important, I would love to be there. That's part of this YouTube channel. This is my stage as well. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me, because this is me expressing myself to you 100% completely open in all honesty. So I definitely want to get on some stages. So I went through the briefing, I learned so much, and I'm so excited to go through the entire program. Guys, since I had this manifestation of wanting to be on stages, I've had 4 people reach out to me already asking me to be on their stages, whether it be a podcast, a YouTube channel, somebody else wanting to speak at their program. It's crazy. When you put things out there in the world, it just makes it happen. So 10X Growth Conference, what are my thoughts on 10X Growth Conference? 10X Growth Conference, when I went into it, honestly guys, I thought it was going to be a giant pitch fest. I thought it was going to be one of those conferences where every 2 hours you have a speaker come up and they try to sell their program, and then you're like, okay, first 30 people to go to the back desk, blah, blah, blah. And you know what happened with Pete Vargas? Pete Vargas was actually the first speaker to sell his program, and I bought it. I bought the very first program that came up there. You know why? Because it was a good fit for me. I'm not scared of being sold. I went into that conference expecting to be sold for 3 entire days. It didn't happen. There was great content. Grand Cardone definitely over-delivered on this 10X experience. The experience was absolutely phenomenal. Everything I heard about the Miami Growthcon last year was not true. I heard a lot of negative things about the Miami Growthcon, but this one was absolutely 10X. I will be there diamond for the next one. 100% I will be there in that room, because that message was so powerful. I really enjoyed being in that room with those kind of people and just listening to those speakers. Yes, there was a little bit of sales. I mean, Grant Cardone's a salesman, all right? And any good businessman is always going to try and sell. If you get in front of people, if you get on a stage with people and you don't sell something, you are wasting your time, you are wasting your resources. Sell stuff, definitely sell stuff. Don't oversell it. Maybe Grant Cardone's a little bit of an oversell, but hey, he gets the results, right? Who are you to talk? Who am I to talk if we don't have the results? Let's look up to somebody who actually has the results and move forward from there, right? Model the people who are already doing it, while we are over here trying to reinvent the wheel when somebody's already invented the wheel and they are crushing it. So let's go and copy that, and let's make our own business model based on that. So what does 10X mean to me? Because every one of the speakers he was speaking to, he asked the same question over and over. What does 10X mean to you? And I think it's really important that as finishing off this video, I wanted to kind of respond and say, what does 10X mean to me? 10X to me, guys, 10X is just like Grant Cardone says, 10X is a multiplier. It's not necessarily the 10 that matters, it's the X that matters. It's the fact that you can multiply and multiply and multiply. That means multiplying my money, multiplying my energy, multiplying my knowledge, and multiplying my life altogether. 10X to me is just an absolute personification of multiplication. Multiplication across all different fields, all different auras, and everything in my life, in my business. Just absolutely expand and grow to a massive scale. That's what 10X is. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more reviews, I'm going to be doing a review on every single conference that I go to this year. You guys already know I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Check it out. Today, I'm telling you guys, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be on the 10X Growthcon stage next year. I'm putting it out here on YouTube. Watch. I will make it happen. Guys, when I set my mind to making something happen, it's going to happen 100% of the time. I am 100% confident in it. Just like I told you, 2020 is going to be the year that I make my first $1 million. You don't believe me? You don't have to believe me. I believe me. Hit that like button if you believe me. Hit that like button if you don't believe me. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, because I believe in me. I will see you guys at the 10X Growth Conference on stage next year. 100%. I will see you there. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I got my Instagram down here as well. Go ahead and subscribe to my Instagram. I will motivate you on a daily basis. You will get a little insight on my life, see what I do different, how I run my $1 million business, and how I'm absolutely crushing it, and how you can absolutely crush it as well. Because you know what? I can't succeed if it's just me. I want us all to succeed. Let's do this together, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.